All right, let's get right to this challenge, because this was a difficult challenge. It tested how they can A, know the score, and B, handle the pressure of being in that kind of pressure cooker of a situation. Let's start with Brent. You know, Brent, what I liked about Brent is that he said he would not have chosen to do the promo the way he was told to do it. In that studio, he said, I'm out of my comfort zone. He was clearly nervous, but he was put in a situation that would make anybody nervous. Overall, I think he handled himself quite well.
I like the athletes that he pitched. I thought that was pretty cool. And I think people would have a lot of fun with that segment.
He seemed to me like the only one of any of the contestants that I'd actually want to go and do this event with.
Out of the four, who would I want to go spend the day with?
Well,
who appears to be the most fun if I'm just a dude? And between Brent and Sean, I'd say Brent would be the fun guy.
For sure.
I liked what I heard from Brent. It seemed like he had a very clear idea of what he wanted. The concept alone, I think, is a winner.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of guys in a truck, you go to Yankee Stadium, you integrate with Gillette. I mean, I think everyone would win in a segment like that. I think it's a good idea.
Next up is Meg. To me, she was calm, she was composed, she knew the segment inside out. She was exactly what we've come to expect of her.
She did well. And I guess I'm struggling with who pitched better. I think Casey really understands the brand and understands what we do here. And that came out in her pitch.
I think you can make an argument that both of them were very strong in this.
Yeah.
They were very strong.
I think with Meg, like we've said before, I think that I've seen all we're going to see from Meg. I think that Casey has more of that moldability. I think that she has a lot more potential as far as like if you were to sit down and work with her and sort through some of the stuff that she needs to work on.
I agree with everybody. I think Casey has been more consistent. There's more of a natural style to her. In terms of bottom three, Meg's been in there far more times than Casey. And if we're looking at the entire body of work at this point, which is what we're doing, you know, Casey gets big points for that.
Okay, let's go to Sean. This is nothing new. He, at times, comes across as being uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable in front of the camera, the viewer's gonna be uncomfortable watching you. And I just can't get past that point.
Even in the promo, I mean, I think I felt a better level of comfort with Brent, because Brent is a little more excitable and a little more animated to promote this cool experience that the fan gets to have going on this trip and meeting potentially a big star. And Sean didn't have the same energy, and I think that's just their personalities. So, I mean, since we are such a personality-based network, our personalities have to be a little bigger. I think we are all, for the most part, a little bigger than someone who's more reserved like Sean.
I really don't know that I see him working on this network. He is very uncomfortable to watch.
There is a really different side to this kid when he loosens up. Every time you start a sentence critiquing his work, Greg, it seems like the tension issue is one of the first things you always go to. So I think the thing we now have to decide is, can he get over that?
We have to stop looking at, well, what's this person going to do down the road? We got to talk about right now. What has he shown to date? Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the body of work. Has he shown that he can overcome that on a regular basis?
Not on a regular basis.
Well, you can't.
You're right.
You can't be inconsistent. You can't get on the in front of the camera one day and look uncomfortable.
Okay, but then Brent also struggles. They both struggle when they're in situations where they need to deliver information.
On paper, this looks like a very simple decision, but something's going to happen tonight that changes the way this whole thing is going to unfold.
Four, 3, 2, walk. Three, 2, 1. Cue. Ready, 2, take.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
You've just completed your 7th challenge here on Gillette Drafted 2. And by now, we've all seen you at your best, and we've seen you guys, at times, at your worst. We have a rather large body of work at this point to judge you guys on. And with that said, we feel the time is right to start making some rather large decisions in this competition. This is not going to be your normal elimination. This is a double elimination. 2 of you are about to go home. So, with that said, Greg, I'm curious what's going through your mind right now.
Well, what's going through my mind right now is there's no more room for error. That's what it really comes down to at this point. Brent. Yes. I'm concerned about your poise under pressure and your ability to remain calm and not get rattled. Sean.
Yes.
You know your stuff inside out. The representatives from Gillette seem to be very happy with your pitch. But there are still times where you can't overcome that feeling of tension, yeah. and it shows. Casey, every single time we talk about you, we talk about potential. Meg, there's no question in my mind that you are by far the most polished broadcaster in this competition. You guys have done absolutely everything you possibly can. When you all look back at this competition, there will be no regrets. You've done your best, and you've all impressed us. But now what it comes down to are subjective decisions. And it all comes down to what the people before you think. Sean.
Yes.
There are still way too many times when you appear to be uncomfortable in front of the camera.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm not convinced you're ready to overcome that.
Okay.
So Sean, you won't be drafted.
Sean,
Yeah.
at this point, it's really tough to make cuts
Yeah.
because you guys have all done really well. Any last words before you head out?
I'd just like to thank everyone from the judges to everyone involved, producers, directors, all the guys behind the camera, everyone who's really helped us out to get to this point and been with us. The opportunity is definitely kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I feel honored to just be here and be a part of this. So,
You're a class act, and we thank you for all your time and energy, but it's not going to work out this season. Time for you to go.
thanks. I think I represented, myself and my family and friends well, and I think that, I don't have anything to hold my head down about. Maybe in the future, if I, get an opportunity to, be involved in this industry somehow, some way, maybe it'll be in front of camera. If I do, I'll have to work on the nerves and just kind of be more myself, like right now.
Stop, Brian. Let him walk out.
All right, so here's where we stand. 2 spots in our final, still up for grabs. One of you is about to go home. Two spots in our final, still up for grabs. One of you is about to go home. Greg.
I think you all held your own in this last challenge. And quite frankly, I think you all held your own throughout this competition. And now we have to look at who the 2 people will be to vie for the crown of this competition and be the next score personality and be the next spokesperson for Gillette. So while it may be unfair to nitpick, we've got no choice right now. So what I want to do is I want to get your opinions. Brent.
My only comments about you. The pitch is cool. There's just this sort of a little bit of an awkwardness and a discomfort in when you're explaining things.
Yeah.
Like the thing that you probably need to work on the most.
For me, it's the same thing. It's the nerves and just being able to overcome that. But with saying that, I think that there's definitely still that endearing quality that I see, and I think that you have a lot of strengths in your subtleties with everything, but yeah, it's just overcoming the nerves right now and being able to hone your craft.
Nerves. That's what concerns me the most about Brent.
Casey.
I actually don't have any criticism for you. I'll just say it frankly. I have yet to criticize you this entire competition. I think you've been great.
I would say it's just, we keep seeing this potential, and I think it's just getting you from point A to point B, is just getting you to being a professional sportscaster.
There's a lot of steak. Sometimes there's not a lot of sizzle with you. You do everything well.
Meg.
My only criticism would be, and I think you had that moment with Rick in the Plays of the Week, how you kind of hung him out to dry, not showing that you're a team player. Now it looks like that has been repaired.
You're clearly capable of going to work on a TV station. I just question if it's this one, and then questioning your depth of knowledge and your depth of character that you can bring to the channel.
Your inability to ad-lib when things aren't going right. That's the one thing about you, Meg, that, and this is going back a few challenges now. You mentioned the Plays of the Week. I'm still stuck on that. I am. I have to be completely honest with you.
If you had the call right now, what would you do? Who would be going home?
I would send you home, Brent. And the reason is because you have great ideas and a great comedic sense, and I think you would be better as a producer. I think Casey and Meg are stronger than you are on air, and your sensibilities are similar to Sid's and my own and a couple other guys. I think you're like right in that wheelhouse. But we have a lot of that.
Mine's one that I've been teetering on over the last few weeks, that I keep kind of debating it, wanting to keep this person in it to see what else they're gonna do, but the payoff is just still not there for me, and I'd send you home, Meg.
I hate to do this to you. What would you do?